Hello everybody, my name is Corey and you've tuned into Corey's Coffee Convos. Thank you so much for joining me. Today's topic, community college versus university. So here's what's on the agenda for today. We're going to be breaking these all down step by step. So stick around to the end of the video to learn about all these different things as it relates to community college versus university. Hopefully by the end of the video, you'll have an idea of whether you want to go to community college or university. So before we get into this video, I just want to say I have experience with both community college and university. I got a transfer degree from Warwick Community College in Business, which I then transferred to Salisbury University, where I got a bachelor's degree in marketing. So I definitely have good experience with both community college and university life. Alright, so number one, let's look at the price. The College Board just published a study about the costs of college, whether it be community college, whether it be university, and we're going to look at this to see how the prices differ. As you can see on the screen, community college is about a third as cheap as university. Going in-state is about a third as cheap as going out of state when it comes to university. And going to an in-state public school is about a third as cheap as going to a private four-year school. For those students who are going to need housing, these numbers are relevant to you. If you're going to a two-year school, the average cost is about $19,000 with room and board. If you're going to a public four-year school, it's about $27,000. If you're going to a public four-year out-of-state school, it's about $43,000, and it's about $55,000 if you're going to a private nonprofit four-year school. Those prices are the sticker price. So let's look at the prices after aid has been applied. Since 2009, students who have attended community college usually get their degrees for free because federal aid covers it. If you need room and board, it's going to cost you about $9,000 extra. The College Board just published this number, $6,000 for books and supplies. I have no idea where they got that from. I don't know why anyone is spending $6,000 a year on books and supplies, $3,000 a semester. I have no clue where they're getting this number from. I never spended more than a couple hundred per semester, if that. If you're going to an in-state four-year, it's about $3,000 in addition to grant aid plus room and board. If you're going to a private four-year, it's about $16,000 plus room and board. Here's some good news. Between 2009 and 2020, the amount that students had to take out declined by about 37%. All right, number two, social life. This is probably the biggest differentiating factor between community college and university. When you go to community college, you're going to find people who are busy. They're going to be working, tending to their family, and they most likely won't be living on campus. Community colleges don't usually offer campus housing, so students traditionally have to drive from their homes to campus. All these factors mixed together mean that social life on community college campuses is a lot less involved. But don't think that there aren't options available for you. Student activities are there and they're present, and they can be very, very fun. They can be very, very helpful. I was very involved on my campus. I made some really great connections with the president of the college, with vice presidents of the college. A lot of the people on campus knew me by name. I got to make a huge impact as vice president of the SGA. I got to make a huge impact as the president of the Student United Way. So there are opportunities available to you. You just have to find them. At universities, opportunities are everywhere. Students are probably living on campus. If not, they're living very close to campus. Universities can honestly feel like extended high school. There's the cliques, there's the groups, there's the frats, the sororities. Large amounts of students are getting involved, very, very social. Another thing is most students on campus are going to be close to you in age, and because of that, you're probably going to have similar interests. You'll be able to get along with them a little bit easier. If you found any of this content to be useful so far, please consider liking this video. It'll help boost me in the YouTube algorithm. Number three, learning experience and academic quality. There's a stigma with community college where people think that education is going to be poor quality. It's not going to be as good. The fact of the matter is that this is just simply false. I found that the classes that I took at community college were just as challenging as the classes that I took at university. But every school is different, every professor is different, and every student learns in a different way. One advantage about community college is smaller class sizes. You can expect anywhere from 10 to 30 students in your class, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more. This means that you know the professor by name, the professor knows you by name. You can really establish a personal connection with the professor. You can ask tons of questions. You don't have to get left behind. Relationships between students and professors can be a lot more personal if you want them to be. They don't have to be. Another important thing to note is that tutoring is offered, and the amount of students that are in tutoring sessions are probably a lot lower. Sometimes there were no other students in the tutoring sessions that I attended. Sometimes there were up to 5. And you can really take advantage of this One-on-one tutoring can be basically offered to you for free. Any questions you have can be answered, and the professors are really there to help you. They want to help you succeed, and they'll do anything they can to help you succeed. For universities, the class sizes tend to be much larger. You can have anywhere from 15 at a minimum to 300 plus in a class. The relationship between the student and the professor is almost non-existent. They don't know you by name. They are so busy, they don't have a ton of time to devote to your success. But tutoring is offered. In my experience, there was anywhere between 15 and 30 students in a tutoring session. This means that one-on-one tutoring in these tutoring sessions is just non-existent, and it can be hard to follow along. So for those more difficult classes, you're probably gonna have to rely on the internet or your classmates for help. If your professor is able to find the time, they might be able to help you too. Alright, so as we discussed earlier in the video, the living situation between community colleges and universities is very different. As I said before, community college students don't typically live on campus, but this can mean no room and board costs if you're able to live for free, maybe with your parents. At universities, you'll have the option of living on campus or off campus, but in any case, it will be close and it will be easy to find housing. Housing at universities tends to be very communal. You're most likely, if not almost certainly, going to be sharing your room or your apartment or your dorm with somebody else, if not 3 or 4 people. You'll almost certainly be sharing a bathroom with at least one other person, possibly up to a few or more. You may even end up sharing a bedroom. And all this for an extra cost of about 10 grand. So you can get 2 types of degrees at community college. You can get a transfer degree or a terminal degree. A transfer degree is one that is, you guessed it, intended for transfer. Essentially, you're learning the first half of your degree, and you're taking that information, transferring it to another school, and then learning the second half of the degree. And you don't have to know what you want to major in. You can major in general studies, and you can even finish an associate's degree as an associate's degree which is intended for transfer with a general studies degree. Now for terminal degrees, that means that your studies begin and end at that college. You'll learn everything you need to know to enter the workforce, and you probably won't need any additional education after you graduate. Alright, now for professional opportunities. Both community colleges and universities are going to have a student affairs office that exists to help students with professional development. In both situations, you'll see events like resume workshops and interview prep, and in both situations, you'll see seasonal job fairs most likely. Of course, at a community college, the people at the job fairs are probably going to be recruiting for people who have an associate's degree or lower. At a university, recruiters are looking for people with a bachelor's degree or lower. Alright, so hopefully you have a good idea of what it's like to be at community college versus university. Hope this video helped. I just want to end it with this. Don't feel like you have to choose between community college and university. I think it's a great idea to get the first 2 years of your degree out of the way for free, and then you can go enjoy your last 2 years of your degree in a typical college setting. But again, and the decision is totally up to you, but you're going to save a lot of money if you go to community college for your first 2 years. If you like this video, please consider subscribing. I make videos about personal finance, making money, saving money. So yeah, please consider subscribing if you'd like to see more videos like this. Thank you so much. Let me know in the comments what you chose and why you chose it, or let me know your experience. Cheers!